Yo, I'm Zach. Welcome to my shop. If you're wondering what an electronics retro repair video is doing on here, so am I. Nah, I'm kidding. I want to fill the gaps in between my big videos with hobbies that I love, so this is some of the stuff that I love doing. I definitely don't want to rush my next video.
Space.
Okay, let's bring some electronics back to life. Today, we're going to accomplish two things. We're going to quick repair and restore a Pokemon Crystal cartridge so that we can play it on this beautifully broken blue Game Boy Advance SP. Let's get started. Let me show you again what we're working with. Here's the original eBay listing. It says that it doesn't save despite what appears to be a new battery having already been installed. Interesting. It also says that it doesn't always boot up. Geez, that's what you get for $90?
Wow. And that's the most broken one that I could find at the time, too.
It takes a couple tries sliding the cart in and out of the Game Boy, but after a quick testing, the game cart indeed does not save any files. Let's take the cartridge apart with the game bit and see what's going on. The multimeter shows the battery is almost completely dead. I wonder what went wrong when it was installed before. Let's use the solder sucker and a bit of wick so that we can remove the solder from the battery pads. And we're not going to need this anymore. There appears to be no damage on the pads and the traces, and I'm not seeing any shorts. Let's clean up the board and the pins with some IPA and see what happens when we just solder a new battery into place. Perfect. Clean it up and put it back into the case for a test. Good news. The save file is still there and it boots up the first time, every time. Easy peasy. On to cleaning up the case. We'll let the back of the case soak in Goo Gone to soften up the sticker while we clean up the front of the case with a little IPA. Some light scrubbing around the outside of the case, really cleaning it up. I'm really careful around artwork. Very light brushing around the adhesive residue on the bottom right hand side of the cart should easily clean it off. Perfect. That big ol' sticker is going to be a pain in the butt. I got it. We'll scrape it off bit by bit with the smooth sculpting tool and then completely clean it off with a little alcohol. Alright, let's make sure there's zero debris left over. Okay, the cart can be screwed back together. Looks awesome. Should be good for another 10 or 20 years.
Let's move on to the main event. Check this thing out.
I actually remember this Game Boy from when I was a kid. Story goes, my friend's parents purchased this off of the early Wild West of eBay. I'd say like in the early 2000s when they were new. The unit arrived broken, pretty much the way that you see it here without any chance of sending it back. Let's right some wrongs.
So first let's test it and see what's up.
The amber light turns on when it's plugged in. That's a good sign. Turning it on causes it to continuously reboot itself over and over. I wonder if the broken LCD screen is creating a short that's causing this issue. Taking the shell off of this thing is going to be tough too. Some of the screws are stripped like this one right here on the cover of the battery. And it looks like the shell has been pried apart in places too. We'll have to carefully drill some of these screws out. Luckily, some of the screws still work. Let's lift the board gently back so that I can pull the tabs that were holding the ribbon cable in the socket. 5 screws, it looks like, need to be removed from the front faceplate of the screen so that we can lift the broken LCD out of the housing. And here's the new shell that came in the mail. Wait a second. Did they send me? No. They did! There's 2 B buttons. There's no way that was in the listing picture. Nope, it wasn't. I was gonna use the old buttons anyways. Let's check out the replacement screen that came in the mail. Looks like it'll be a good fit. Let's reuse the old hinges from the blue Game Boy, that way it feels right, and they should easily just pop into place with these covers on. The new ribbon cable should slide through the opening in this hinge assembly here, and then let's screw in this new faceplate. Clean off the old buttons and membranes and place them in the new shell. As much as I would love to put these double B buttons in here, I'm looking at you, eBay seller. This old board is so dirty. Honestly, maybe that's causing the short from earlier. Into the tub with ya. Every single nook and cranny of this board needs to be scrubbed. There we go. and dry it off with a blow dryer. Time to move the rest of the buttons, springs, LED indicators, switches, triggers, and internals over from the old Game Boy into the bottom half of the new housing. The new ribbon cable can go back into the old socket. Alright, secured in place with the tabs. Let's screw down the board and snap the bottom half of the shell back on. Those screws and the battery still need to be reinstalled into the bottom half of the case. There we go. We can finally give this Game Boy a test run. Man, this power switch is gonna take some breaking in. Oh, thank goodness. I honestly thought that it was gonna take more than that. Everything appears to be working great. Good screen, good sound, LEDs all light up, switches and sliders all work. Let's button this thing up and put in the screws so that we can work on the new and the old stickers.
This thing turned out awesome.
No worries about the old parts in the shell. I keep everything like this as a package in case the need for them ever arises. Stick around if you like content like this. I'll be up to all sorts of shenanigans like this in between the big projects. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.